Welcome to Battle Truth and my point of view. I don't know you, so I'm not a hater. I could only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealing, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable Malachi Markilius, your presiding judge, chairman, and spokesperson for the One United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the preliminaries. Welcome to the preliminaries. Let's get right off into this. Big K versus T-Top to take place at Smack Volume 2. At the preliminary, we're going to go into each individual, talk about their strength and weaknesses, who have the momentum going inside these battles to see if it's enough evidence that this battle has a potential to being a classic. Okay, with that being said, Big K make his return back to the URL after years of back and forth, negotiating, words being tossed, rumors of him asking for too much money that they want to pay him. However, negotiations went down. Each party came to a fair term, and now Big K is making his appearance once again on the URL to battle T-Top. I was surprised at that matchup. I was expecting for it to be Ab. Him and Ab been beefing lately on the internet. They still doing it right now as we speak. So I guess that's a potential future battle for him, but they gave him T-Top. Let's get off into this. Last big win for Big K, I got passwords. I got him beating passwords. As far as like names. I had him also beating JC, but password was after JC. And Pat Stay also. He just lost recently on RBE to John the Don. T-Top last big win was JC, Traffic 3. His last loss he took was to Av. I really believe Av beat him in that battle. So, coming into this battle, man, both of these brothers bring a lot to the table. T-Top been on the road lately. It seems like he's evolving since he's been with NWX. His bars have gotten better. His performance have gotten better. His creativity have gotten better. At one time, when this battle, if a person would have said T-Top versus Big K, immediately, I would have said Big K 3-zip, easily. No hesitation. This new improved T-Top, I'm not too comfortable saying that. Especially also, Big K been lacking lately to me. He took a loss to O-Red. He took a loss to John the Don. And he just ain't got that fire like he used to have no more with me. Lately. I don't know, maybe he need motivation, and him being on his URL stage can be that motivation to fire back up that engine, to get him back to being dominant like he was, that made everybody look at him as being a threat. But lately, them bars ain't been too heavy, man. They been so-so. It's hit and miss. I remember at one time, man, everything he was saying was fire. Again, I think he was running his course. That's probably why he maybe humbled himself and came to a good term with the URL, because I think he need to be tested. I think he need to be motivated. I think he need to be, he needs somebody to light that fire up under him, man, to bring him, to put him back on top of his game. That's the same thing Danny Meyer said, why he ended up signing the Smack. Because the competition level, it wasn't challenging him, man, and he wanted to be where all the best rappers was, to sharpen his skills and knock some heads off. And I think this is the same thing Big K ended up doing, man. Because you definitely can see it. And I guess some people, for the most part, don't really motivate you depending on your opponents. So a lot of times these brothers take battles just for the check because their opponents don't really motivate them to push their pen. So let's talk about their strengths. Big K, he quick to the punch. I like how soon he rap, he just immediately on you right then and there. He funny. He very aggressive. And I like how his punches just come back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. It ain't long, drawn out. He get right to the point, and he just be racking up the score. That's why at times it be hard to beat him if you keeping score. If you keeping score as a blog, it's hard to beat Big K because his punches come back to back, back to back, back to back. And a lot of times they be haymakers. So that's a good strength of his. Now he's starting to rebuttal and stuff too now. Sad freestyles, he even add that to his resume now. So he even more dangerous doing that. So that's good for him. T-Top strength. His performances got better. Again, he know how to get the crowd involved with him now. He definitely comfortable with working that stage. He know how to make that work to his favor. Being a crowd favorite, even though in this Smack Volume 2, that won't be an issue because it ain't a crowd. He done stepped his bar game up. He got way better now lyrically than he used to. And being with NWX, man, that basically sharpened every weakness that he had before he joined with them. That sharpened his skills up. Everywhere he was lacking at, he got better in every last one of those areas. So NWX definitely have been a strength in him being with them. Talk about their weakness. Big K, he complained a lot. He got very poor sportsmanship. Lately, his bars been lazy. Like, again, he been falling off lyrically to me. Again, he just took a loss to John. Took another loss with Old Red. You know, he wasn't really that good in the password battle. You know, he wasn't, you know. So, lyrically wise, he just been falling off. He complained a whole lot. He tends to get frustrated in rounds, especially if you killing him. He don't like that. He talk through people rounds at times, so that's some of his weaknesses. T-Top, some of his weaknesses. His bar gaming got better, but that's what one of his weaknesses was. He tends to have filler and lack bars. He's slow getting into his rounds at times, but he didn't improve big time now. But them some of his weaknesses. He used to be into the storytelling, drug talk all the time. He cleaned a lot of that up too. So he definitely reinvented himself. Who needs this battle more, T-Top or Big K? T-Top is already established as being a crowd favorite, already established as being a top tier. T-Top already has everything working in his favor. All he have to do is be solid and put on a good performance, you know. I don't think he needs this battle more than Big K. Big K been gone a while. This is his first time coming back. You want to come back with a win. You want to let people know, look, I'm here. And what I'm going to do to T-Top is a preview of what I'm going to do to anybody else that get in the ring with me. I think he got a lot to prove. T-Top, Big K already proved himself, but he haven't proven himself on that URL stage. T-Top have. T-Top went up against some big names, beat some, lost against some. And Big K, man, he have to really, really, really make that URL crowd receive him and become a crowd favorite himself. So I think Big K needs this more than T-Top. He needs this more than T-Top. What is my prediction for this battle? Based upon all the evidence we got here, it's definitely more than enough for this battle to be done. But if I'm going to give a prediction, I'm going to say Two-Top. That's my brother-in-law name. But I'm going to say T-Top. I'm going to say T-Top 2-1. I got T-Top 2-1. I just think this new improved T-Top ain't nothing to mess with, man. What I saw him do to JC, and that was a fire JC. When I saw how he hung in there with Av, that he got a lot of people saying he beat Av, that says a lot also, man. And man, the brother, man, I'm scared of this dude right now against certain people, man. Since he been with NWX, he stepped it up big time. I got to roll with T-Top. 2-1 in this battle. Until Big K got to show me something. T-Top already showed it to me, man. I'm taking T-Top. T-Top 2-1 over Big K. We'll discuss this case after trial. March 31st, Smack Volume 2. T-Top versus Big K. And this is the preliminaries. Subscribe to Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours.